Hi, good evening. I'm Chief John Shell, Chief Patrol. With me is Chief Jeff Maggio, our Chief of Department. Chief Chris McIntosh, the Executive Officer of Queens South. Chief Jerry O'Sullivan, Chief of Queens South Detectives. Commanding Officer of the 103 Precinct, Eric Robinson, Captain Eric Robinson, and Captain Derek Bentley from our Force Investigation. Today, around 3:40 in the afternoon, at 189-60 at 161 Street, we have a female witness who states she saw a man acting erratically in front of the First Presbyterian Church behind me, and he had a knife in his hand. The female goes inside the church, gets a security guard who comes out to investigate and engage the individual. He gets stabbed one time in the stomach. At this point, the security guard goes back into the church. 911 is called. Members of the 103 Precinct receive a call for an assault in progress, a male stabbed. When the 103 arrives, they encounter our subject with the knife on the adjacent staircase of a church on the property. The male gets up with his knife, starts waving at the officers, and starts coming towards the officers. Our officers give commands to drop the knife, which he does not. Our officers discharge their firearms 2 times each, striking the individual 2 times. As he's on the ground, he slides the knife in his hand. He will not drop the knife. Responding supervisor utilized a taser to have him drop the knife. After that, aid is rendered, and he's removed to a local hospital. Our officers were removed to a local hospital also, and the 40-year-old security guard stabbed one time was removed to the local hospital. As far as our subject with the knife, he has no documented criminal history with the police department, but mental illness is on the records for the police department. The 40-year-old in the hospital is doing fine, and our officers are removed to a local hospital. I just want to say, the actions of the security guard from the First Presbyterian Church, the administrative building that was occupied with many people, he did a great job in confronting the male with the knife and stopping maybe this male getting into that location and causing more damage. With that being said, I'll open up to any questions.
Chief, we're going to start with Josh Einiger, ABC 7.
Chief, did the suspect communicate anything, say anything that this was all going on? Is there any indication of what this was about other than
Obviously mentally stressed. He was yelling sounds at our officers. That'll be worked during the investigation. Like I said, he was advancing on our officers, and they had to make a tough decision.
Eileen.
Was the church full? Was there a service going on, or was it about to start?
So the first location would be the administrative building of the First Presbyterian, and the building next was the actual church. So there were people in the building partaking in different services, but it was occupied. And like I said, that security guard confronts an individual. If that individual gets in the building, this is a different news conference.
All right, Usman, Loud Labs.
Yes, off camera, one of the witnesses said that this gentleman had caused issues in the area prior, and also that they have called police several times and police has not been able to handle.
Our force investigation will work through all those issues and calls that came up in the past.
Jennifer Logan.
Did both of the shots hit the suspect, and can you discuss the taser?
Okay, he was shot 2 times, initial confrontation. When he fell to the ground, he was still waving a knife on the ground. He would not drop the knife. Arriving supervisor did discharge his taser, and that subdued this individual.
All right, any other questions? Dean Moses.
Do you have any indication if the perpetrator knew the victim?
We don't know. That'll be worked out with our Force Investigation Division.
Minor question, Josh Einiger.
mental health obviously is an issue across the city, and it's been an issue with situations like this in the past. In the moment, you know, how difficult is it for police in this situation when they are doing what they're doing, he's doing what he's doing, and there's not much time to make a decision?
Josh, our officers respond quickly. They know they're coming into a situation where somebody's already stabbed, and they're confronted with in a deadly situation. They have moments to respond, and they did. Very tough situation for our officers.
All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time and attention.
We need to show the
We're
knife.
going to show the knife here. This knife will be put out digitally and be available to you on NYPD News.
All right,
guys?
good day.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you apparently know the suspect, right?
Yeah, the suspect and his wife, they sit on a regular basis right in front of the post office, right on the little path there. They sit there on a regular basis. This morning when I came to work, because I open up every morning at 9 a.m., when I came to work this morning, his pants was like halfway down and his wife was sitting on the next side of him, right? There's a lot of people in this area. You know, they're homeless, they keep walking, they go off like crazy around this area. And every time I see someone and I call the cops come and the ambulance come, right? And when they come, they never take these people away. So then what am I doing? I'm just wasting my time all the time calling, because every summer is always a problem out here on 164th Street. Even sometimes when I come to work in the morning, they're sleeping on my steps. And every time I call, they do absolutely nothing. So why I just wasting my time calling these cops and these people for?
So the gentleman you think is the suspect
Right.
was sitting on the post office.
He was sitting right there by that Con Edison thing. He and his wife was sitting right there this morning.
So
they sit there for basically half day today. Yeah, because I keep, when I see like these crazy people around this area, I keep my door locked. You know, because they could just walk in anytime. And most of the times, you know, I'm here, it's our office, we have other people's working too.
Okay.
When these people going crazy in this area, we don't know what they're capable of doing.
Right. But how many times have you seen this gentleman around?
Around here?
Yeah.
Nearly every, like, for the past, like, let me say, like, 3 months when the weather is nice, basically nearly every day they're sitting there.
And has he had any prior interaction with law enforcement?
I don't know. I just see he and his wife, they sit there all the time.
And when he was involved in that shooting, what did the wife do?
The shooting took place right by the church of the block, and I wasn't there. I was here, but I saw the suspect here this morning when I came to work.
Right. Can you tell me what he looks like?
He's black, he's tall, he could be like around like 5'6". His wife, she has like really short hair, boy cut hair, and she's maybe the same height too, like 5'6".
And you think they're homeless?
Yeah, he's always there. His pants was actually down this morning. He had on his t-shirt and his pants was down. He was sitting there this morning.
Have you been threatened by this gentleman?
No, never. But as a female coming to work, and if I come to work like early in the morning, and you see this happening around the area, you must feel some type of way. You must feel threatened or something, because it's unsafe. But again, when I called numerous times, 911, like all the time. Let me say last year summer I called over like 10 times to 911, and they wouldn't even pick the suspect up. At one point the suspect wasn't even here, and I had to point out the guy who was sleeping on my steps, and I pointed them out to him, and the cops never took the guy in, or the ambulance never take the guy down. And the guy was like running crazy, because I saw him the next day, so that's why I know that, okay, they didn't do anything about it.
Okay. And not long ago, a police officer was shot on Parsons Boulevard, like last week.
Yeah, last week, yeah.
Thankfully, he pulled through. But do you feel that this area, or the precinct in this area, has gotten unsafe in recent times?
I'm in this area like 15 years.
Right.
I have my office here like 15 years in the same area. When I now moved here, the area was like unsafe. Then they clean up this whole area. It was so beautiful. Everything, you could actually walk, you could do anything. But lately, it's been getting back bad in this area. It's because of the shelter, couple blocks down, and then they have this hotel on Hillside where they only house like homeless people. Mm-hmm. So the homeless people around this area is definitely a problem. You know,
you have anything else to say, ma'am?
No.
Can you want to remain anonymous, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because
right,
I have a lot of clients in this area. I do a lot of business with people.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Ese fuego.
I'll call you back.
Just push down to the
Tell me, sir, you know this person that was involved in this incident?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And can you tell me what he was like as a person?
To me, he was a great person. I never had no problems with him. I've been knowing him over 22 years, the time that I've been living here, so I never known him to be a violent person. And today when I heard what I heard, you know, it was kind of shocking, but it was like, you know, people go off on the deep end sometimes. And so today was probably not one of his good days. But every time I see him, you know, he's in his right state of mind, and he was a jokative person, and he wasn't violent when I saw him.
Right.
Yeah.
And was he currently homeless at the time, or was he?
No, he lives with his mother, but he always be back and forth here.
Right. So this is an apartment he grew up living in.
Pretty much, yes.
And the church, was he a member of that church?
No, he gives out pantry and meals on Wednesdays, so he goes up there and get his meals on Wednesday, and then he go get his pantry when they give it out.
Right. And what makes you in your thoughts that he was a knife-wielding man?
Because I always communicated with him.
Right.
And we would have conversations, and you know, the conversations wouldn't be nothing that would make me think that, you know, even though I knew he had a mental problem, it wouldn't make me think that he had a mental problem.
One of the persons who I spoke anonymously off camera told me that he seemed to did he have a partner at the time that he roamed the streets with?
Yes, he has a girlfriend, and they have kids together.
And is she mentally sound, or?
Well, she's not stable either, but she's not a bad person either.
And obviously it's a shock for you.
Yes, definitely.
Right. And how long you knew him?
I've been here 22 years, so about 22 years, yes.
What did you say to his family that he did this? What did you say to him? What message would you say to him?
To him?
To him and his family.
I don't even know what I would have with words that would come into mind to say. Because like I say, it's kind of devastating to know that this happened with him.
Right.
Yeah, because like I say, out of all these years, I've never known him to be a violent person. He walked the streets and he would give you his shirt off his back if he would. So I never known him to be a violent person.
Do you know the name of this person? Do you feel comfortable with giving the name out?
His name is Richard. I know him as Richard.
Richard.
Yes.
Does he have any aliases or?
It is, but I can't think of what his girlfriend always called him. Yes.
Do you know her girlfriend's name too?
Her name is Karen. Yes.
And did you hear any of the scuffles, or did you just saw?
No, I just heard the shooting, and then I came outside and I went up toward the church where they was at, and that's when I saw the ambulance pick up the security guard that works for the church. And then as I got a little closer, I saw someone laying over by the staircase of the church, but I wasn't sure who it was until later. Then I got the name of the person that it was, and they said it was Richard.
Did you know that the security guard, do you know him personally too?
I just met him because he just started a job up there about a few weeks ago.
Oh.
Yeah, he just started his new job. So I just met him.
And you said he has an African name?
Yes.
How was he as a personality, you think?
Great personality. Very Christian. And that's all they talk about is the Bible and stuff like that. So
Are you a member of this church as a congregation?
No, I'm not. I work for the First Church of Christian Sciences. But I communicate with them up there. We are sort of like back and forth.
How do you think crime has affected this community in this area? Do you think police in the city are doing enough?
No, I don't.
No, you don't?
Yeah, because, well, the city is not doing enough. Because they are placing these mentally disturbed people in these low communities, and then we have to deal with them.
Okay.
It's like they're opening all these shelters around here, instead of putting them in a mental hospital and letting them get help. And they are just placing them all over the borough. So no, I don't think the city is doing enough. I can't say the police is not doing a great job, but they trying. But
He had him arrested.
it's
I mean,
the city.
Thankfully, no one was particularly hurt inside.
Right.
In recent times, people have been harmed.
Oh yes, definitely.
Definitely good to see that. What is your last parting comments you want to say?
East corner of now and
I don't know, because right now I'm stuck for words, because it was so close to, and then I knew the people. If I didn't know the two people, then I probably, would have more to say, but I knew both people, so I can't quote on one and can not the other one, yes.
Thank you very much, sir. Can you spell your name?
Clarence.
Last name?
Morrison.
Thank you, sir. You're so kind. Thank you so much.
Okay.